You're watching our breaking news at the moment because there is a big story about to break in the World Cup 2023. That's right. Afghanistan is one run away from beating Pakistan in the World Cup. The same Afghanistan team that defeated England could now be proving to be the giant killers of this tournament. They're on verge of defeating Pakistan. The two teams are level and they are in a position now to thrash Pakistan by 8 wickets. 282 was the target and Afghanistan is set to make it for the loss of only 1 wicket, and the Afghans have won. Afghanistan has defeated Pakistan in a big World Cup upset. One of the biggest stories of the World Cup is building there. Afghanistan now with their second victory of this World Cup, lifted up the bottom of the table, having defeated England last weekend. They've now defeated Pakistan. That makes Pakistan's chances of entering the semi-finals very remote, and it gives the Afghans another big victory, a big scalp that they've managed to claim this time by thrashing Pakistan by 8 wickets. A huge, huge day for Afghanistan cricket. Arguably one of the biggest upsets of this World Cup that has already seen two major upsets. South Africa losing to Netherlands and England losing to Afghans. But the Afghans, led by Rahmatullah Gurbaz and Ibrahim Zardan, have scored one of the biggest upsets of the 2023 World Cup, defeating Pakistan. Pakistan, who has already lost to India and Australia, now have 3 defeats in their first 5 games, and it will lead a mighty effort. They cannot afford now to lose a single game, otherwise they are out of the World Cup. So on the verge of elimination, Pakistan, after losing to Afghanistan. Nikhil Nas is joining me. Nikhil, is this in a way Afghanistan cricket coming of age, defeating England, the holders, now defeating their neighbours Pakistan?
Well, Rajdeep, I'm having a bit of a trouble hearing your exact question, but I'm guessing you're talking about, is this one of the biggest wins for Afghanistan? It certainly will count, amongst the biggest. And what a weekend it's been for the Afghanistan team. Remember, they've played 2 World Cups before this and only had 1 win to show in that, and that too came in the 2015 edition versus Scotland. They went the entire 2019 World Cup without a single win. And then guess what? They often say when it rains, it pours. And that's exactly what it's happened for Afghanistan team. They didn't really start this tournament off very well, but then got that 1 victory versus England after suffering a couple of losses in their first 2 games. Got that 1 victory versus England. That happened not too far away from where I'm standing at the Firoz Shah Kotla in New Delhi on a spin-friendly track, and have got another one versus Pakistan in Chennai. I'd like you to take you back and our viewers a little back, Rajdeep. This is before the World Cup had started. There was this sort of, murmurs coming from Pakistan. There was a sort of an objection that was raised from the Pakistan team in terms of the venue that were allotted to them. And Pakistan weren't too happy much before this World Cup started. As soon as the draw was announced, Pakistan wasn't too happy having drawn Afghanistan in Chennai. That is because we know the Chennai track is one that really helps the spinners. This was, by the way, the exact same strip that was used for the Australia versus India match. That was the same strip that was used for this game. And once again, it was a spin-friendly track where the Afghanistan spinners came to the fore. But I guess the maximum amount of talk will happen around the Afghanistan batting, because when they were given a target as big as Pakistan gave them, not many had given them a chance, thinking that the Pakistan bowling attack is going to come good on the day. But what the Afghanistan team has done, one, shown that, because they play a lot of T20 cricket around the globe, their batters are equipped to handle pace, and the other, it's really exposed the Pakistan bowling lineup. Yes, they've got a few fast bowlers, but if the conditions aren't conducive to them, they seldom get you a lot of wickets. This was the pitch where the Pakistani spinner should have come and got you a lot of wickets. That wasn't to be. In fact, that's not been the case for the Pakistan for the last 1 year, where the spinners haven't done really well, and the result is there for everyone to see.
Well, quite a game there for Afghanistan now. The giant killers, they've come from the Khyber Pass and they've taken over world cricket. And there's quite a story, Nikhil, in conclusion, because many of these Afghan cricketers, the likes of Mohammad Nabi, learned their cricket on the Pak-Afghan border in refugee camps. all those years ago. So there was a bit of edge to these matches, and they proved almost that they're better than the Pakis. They're bigger neighbors.
Well, that's right. I just, roughly heard a bit of your question, Rajdeep, but I understand you're talking about, where they really come from. A lot of them spent a lot of time in refugee camps. That's right. You know what the interesting bit is, Rajdeep? We are not too far away from which was their home ground for the longest time. So Greater Noida, not too far away from our studios, is where they played most of their home games. That was their home ground. Later, they also shifted to Dehradun because they could not host any international matches at home. They had to play outside. Yet, despite the turmoil in their country, despite what's happening and not too many facilities available, yet they keep producing such talented cricketers. And that's the testament to the amount of love that the Afghans have towards cricket and the kind of raw talent that they're discovering, as the game goes along. As I pointed out, the one thing that really helps them is a lot of them play a franchise cricket. We've seen a lot of them. Rahmanullah Gurbaz, who played really well. We know he plays for Kolkata Knight Riders. Rashid Khan is a star who played for Sunrisers earlier, now with the Gujarat team. Noor, that we saw for the very first time in this tournament, also a teammate of Rashid at the Gujarat team. And Nabi has been an IPL veteran. But a lot of these players also play the Lankan Premier League. They play the Big Bash League. So they play around the world, which is why they can handle, top-level pace, top-level spin at the international level. And which is what, their bowling was never a concern. It was always their batting. Can that really chase down a big total like the one that Pakistan has set? Interestingly, if you see through the tournament, Rajdeep, they'd been getting those 270s, 280s, but they've lost to better teams. Today, that is the target that was set to them by Pakistan, and they ended up chasing.
Well, at the end of the day, this is a World Cup where India remains the only unbeaten team. And I think it shows the gulf between India and Pakistan now in cricket. Pakistan losing to Afghanistan, India crushing all opposition.